Hello and welcome to Record Rep, the Adventist Record News Podcast. It's Friday, September 5. I'm Juliana Muniz.
And I'm Ashley Jankiewicz.
This week, Rare Bibles go on tour across the South Pacific, and 4 Adventist women take on a 4,000-kilometer challenge for mental health. But first, Ashley, what's making headlines this week?
The East Central Korean Conference Digital Evangelism Department is collecting unused digital devices, such as laptops, smartphones, and tablets, for mission needs in Sri Lanka. These devices can support connection on a global scale and serve as tools for sharing the gospel. Mission in Sri Lanka has recently been re-energized, driven partly through the work of Korean missionaries and the Arise Sri Lanka project. In other news, studies have shown that eating eggs regularly, around 1 to 6 times per week, may support longevity and better heart health in older adults, lowering the risk of cardiovascular disease-related death by 29%. Eggs are considered nutrient-dense as they are high in protein, B vitamins, healthy fats, folate, and important minerals. Earlier research has suggested that eating eggs may be risky for those with high cholesterol. However, this study looked at adults both with and without high cholesterol and found that eating eggs weekly was linked to a lower risk of dying from heart disease in both groups.
Now back to the South Pacific. An exhibition of rare and ancient Bibles is hitting the road across the South Pacific. Adventist Heritage officially launched the Legacy of Faith Bible Collection at Avondale University last Sabbath, August 30. The traveling exhibition features centuries-old Bibles and will soon be visiting churches and schools across the division. The story behind the collection began in Poland when Pastor Henryk Patriarcha started gathering rare and historic Bibles, some dating back 500 to 600 years.
He eventually got old and he transferred part of the collection to Australia to Pastor Halupka family in Melbourne. And Pastor Halupka took this collection all around the churches in Victoria.
That's South Pacific Division Field Secretary Dr. Darius Jankiewicz, who knew Pastor Patriarcha growing up.
But Pastor Halupka died a couple of years ago, and the entire collection, whatever was remaining in Germany and Poland at that stage, came to Australia, to SPD, and South Pacific Division became the owner of the entire collection.
The collection, consisting of around 3 tons of Bibles in multiple languages, includes standout pieces. Adventist Heritage Archives and Artifacts Coordinator Elizabeth Travers highlights 2 of them.
We've got a replica of the Gutenberg Bible, which is actually the first Bible that was ever printed, and it was written in German, so we've got a replica of that, which is quite a heavy Bible as well. We've got a gold Bible, which is very unique in itself, made by a French artist, actually, who designed only 24 of these ever. So they're very rare, and to have this in the collection is a really unique piece.
Avondale Seminary lecturer Dr. Emmanuel Milan explains the display offers an opportunity for outreach.
The Bible has made such an impact in Western civilization and in the lives of millions and millions of people. We are so privileged to have it, but it has been handed over to us at great sacrifice. The story of the Word of God can transform lives. It has very real effects, positive effects for society. So this project is to build that, is to transform lives essentially.
While the exhibition will first tour churches and schools around the South Pacific, the long-term vision is to give it a permanent home.
We also want to build a Bible museum, and not just a static museum of old things. We want to build an experience where people can interact with it, an immersive experience for all age groups. We want to make it interesting for young people. So that will take a lot of funds, a lot of investment, and we are praying about this project that God makes it happen. It would ultimately be a miracle to have something like this. It will be the first in the Southern Hemisphere to have a Bible museum at this level, and we would love to see that happening. We would love to see lives transformed through that.
To learn more about this project and how to support, check the links in the description of this episode. 4 Australian Adventist women have set out on a bold world-first mission, riding a quad tandem bicycle across the country to raise awareness and funds for suicide prevention. They began their journey this past Monday, September 1st, in Perth. Over the next 6 weeks, they'll paddle more than 4,000 kilometers to Bondi Beach in Sydney. The initiative, called Right for Life, is raising $400,000 for Gotcha for Life, a charity that promotes mental fitness and connection in schools and workplaces. 3 of the 4 women are teachers and Avondale University graduates. Team member Anna Lindbeck explains that their connection to education and young people makes the cause especially meaningful for the group.
We've seen teenagers struggling with self-harm or these darker thoughts. And I suppose as teachers, we're trained to look out for these young people. You know, we're trying to grow them into people that have positive self-esteem and values and have this full and abundant life.
Their faith also plays a key role in motivation. All 4 women are Christians, and they say the challenge is one way they're living out their beliefs in a practical way.
9 Australians commit suicide every day. So it is something impacting our society, and all 4 of us are Christians. And we just have a strong belief that we are made in the image of God, that we are all deeply valuable, and that the message of God is that He wants us all to have life and life more abundantly. So yeah, this cause just seems so fitting.
You can support the cause by donating through their website or following their journey on Instagram. You'll find all the links in this episode's description. Before we wrap up this week's episode, the Week of Prayer readings are now available on our website. An audio version is also accessible through the Christian Services for the Blind and Hearing Impaired website. You can also find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And that wraps up this week's episode of Record Rep. Thank you for tuning in.
Don't forget to visit our website at record.adventistchurch.com and follow us on social media for more updates and stories. You can also receive news straight to your inbox by subscribing to our weekly e-newsletter.
We'll be back next week with more news from around the South Pacific Division. See you then.
This is an Adventist Media podcast.